plaster impregnated cloth we laid all over the place really defines the topographical contour, really shows us where we're going. And I think this is where the fun begins.
You're right, Chris. This is where the landforms have started to take shape on a railroad. Gives our trains some topography to run through. It's really starting to be, what we want it to be.
Now, instead of working across the whole layout with these techniques, we're going to focus on this one corner. But just remember, all these techniques apply wherever you use them. What are we going to do first?
First thing we're doing is attach the tunnel portals to the tunnel entrances here. Now we can glue it in place.
This is everything you need to make some beautiful rock outcroppings. What do we have here, Miles?
Well, we have several rock molds from Woodland Scenics. There are 2 that are included in the kit, but you can buy, of course, many more.
So they're available separately also in the hobby shop?
That's correct. We can start off by just mixing up a little plaster here to begin with. We'll pour in a little water. Now, the actual proportions of water to plaster are in the instructions. And we'll start off where we'll just start adding in a little plaster as we go, and you always add powder to water, not water to powder, so I put the water in first.
And how would you describe the consistency you're looking for?
I'm looking for like oatmeal. It's got a little creamy.
A little thinner than axle bearing grease.
Yeah, a little thinner than axle bearing grease. Okay. And we'll pour
now, does it expand, or you can fill it right up to the top?
No, you can fill it right up to the top. As a matter of fact, you're really better off in these molds to go ahead and fill it up.
Okay, how long do you have to wait before we can pop it out of the mold?
This will take about 20 minutes to set up.
That's it?
That's it, and it's ready to go. This one we did about 30 minutes ago, so it should be good and ready. And this is actually several different individual rocks, but we can pull those out, chip those edges off, and these make some beautiful, beautiful rock castings.
This is the mold we're actually looking at.
Right, yeah, it's a little flat mold.
It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 small rocks.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
In this one mold.
You can use these on a small rock facing if you were an N scale, or it works very well for outcroppings on the surface. You can see they're laying down. If we greened around that, it would look just like a rock trying to pop up out of the ground.
Before we move on to the plastering, painting, and gluing of the vegetation, it's a good idea to cover the track with masking tape to protect it.
All right, Miles, tell us how to attach the rocks.
All right, well, the first thing I've done is dry fit them just to kind of see where they're going to go. And I do this in my home layout, too. Sometimes I'll number these with a magic marker even around here if I'm going to do several, because I'll dip these in a bowl of water to re-wet them. Everything's got to be wet, both the plaster cloth as well as the casting itself. And we can do that here just with a water bottle, but they've got to be wet, otherwise it's like a cold solder joint.
For good adhesion.
Yeah, just makes a whole lot better adhesion. And then we'll just butter the back side of this rock with a little plaster.
Now, how is this plaster mix different than when we made the molds?
Well, we mixed it up just a little bit. Let's grab the layout here. There we go. Give it a shove. We mixed it up just a little bit stiffer than what we did before, and we'll fill in behind on some of these castings.
Our plaster and our rock work is all cured, and now we're ready to add some color. And Miles has brought, what, 3 colors out of here?
3 colors, right. This technique is absolutely so foolproof. We call it leopard spotting, and all I'm going to do is put about 50% of the rock colored with this yellow. This is thinned down about 16:1 with water. And this color actually comes in the kit, so you don't have to do any guesswork.
And what is this color again?
This is yellow ochre, or yellow.
Okay.
I'm going to use raw umber here as my brown color. But burnt umber, to an artist, anything that says burnt means red. So anytime I want to add some reds in here, like for the Southwest, I would use a burnt umber or a burnt sienna, because those are reddish browns rather than being just regular straight browns. Now I'm just filling in the other half of the rocks, the 50% that I left white. I'm coming back and turning in with a little brown. Now, it's not critical that I get every inch of this rock colored. Anything that's left white, you'll see in a minute, will go to gray, so it's not totally critical that I cover every last little bit of the rock faces, but I'll try and get most of them. And the magic now comes with the third color.
Which is?
Which is the black.
The black.
And in this case, I don't want to paint it or daub it or whatever. I want to let it flow. I just want to let it run down into the cracks and crevices. And almost immediately you can see all the highlights that it starts to get on the rock face.
So it accentuates the three-dimensional quality of the rock.
Very much so, yeah. It goes down in the cracks and crevices and gives us that shadow detail that an artist would spend a long time trying to create. And here we do it in just a matter of seconds.
They're starting to look like rocks.
That's right. Now, if you get a little too much down here at the bottom where you can use a paper towel to sop it up, we're not quite there yet, but we may be before we're done.
Again, this is all water-based, so it's completely safe.
Right.
Now, these techniques we've just showed you for creating rocks, the molding of them, the plaster, and the painting, they can be applied to any place you want to put rocks on your layout. And don't